By the way, stay on that because that's interesting what you just said. Because you said one is sneaky, one is a businessman. So you said 50 is a businessman. He's a man's man, and Diddy is a little bit more on the sneaky side. But you said there's some rules and codes.
Right.
To be in that world, you know, in the jewelry world, doing business with all these guys, you have to know the power plays, right? You have to know the human nature side.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit on that.
Yeah, listen, the jewelry business is a small community, okay? You know, I might have to, you know, when I pick up a kilogram of gold, 2 kilograms of gold, I go, I take it, and I leave. Okay, somebody writes the bill, and my accountant pays it, or whatever, or we work it out later. It's trust. The jewelry business is a trust game, okay? That's why it started by a Jewish community in the Diamond District, okay? Because they know that when I give you this diamond, and you have the client for $500,000. I have the diamond for $400,000. Okay, I got it in the rough. I got it for $200. I cut it myself, and now I got it at $400. Okay, so I'm ready to make them up, but I don't have the customer. You got the customer. I hand you the stone. You go sell it. Bring me the money. You don't go sell it and pocket it and run off like a drug addict. You know, with running off on the plug, because we're in the same Jewish community. I could trust you. And we could do this, and we could do that. And that's how that business started. It's built off of trust. Because there's no time to sign it, an agreement, and get your affidavit, bro. You need the stone, the customer's in the store, go. Okay? That's the jewelry business. The hip-hop business and every other business has its own rules, its own thing. You know, Silicon Valley, their contracts are this long or whatever. Okay? Warren Buffett, he doesn't do crazy contracts. He knows who to do business with. He also runs on trust or did, you know, on whatever it is. So that's really what it is. You can't get a good deal like Warren Buffett says with a bad person. Forget it. Don't waste your time. You're wasting your time with a disgusting person, and that's that. Just like I struggled with these Akai brothers, man.
Stay on this with the Jews. So the Jewish trust, what is the code? Because you hear the you know, I had a guy back in the days was in the dealership business in LA. His name was David.
Right.
And first time I saw $6 million in cash. I was 21 years old, 23.
Right.
I mean, whatever. He had like $1 million in cash.
Right.
And I said, what is it with you guys always having money? Right. He says, in the Jewish code, when one Jew makes money, 5 Jews make money. We make money together. Right. We're not worried about, you know, trying to only one person makes it, and, you know, we don't want to.
Well,
so
listen.
Listen, this is what he said. And they said they keep making business. Yeah. But is there a code on why Jews do business together and they win together?
Yeah, the code is don't steal like a petty thief. That's the actual code, whatever anybody tells you, okay? Don't steal like a petty thief, okay? But when the numbers get bigger, the temptation gets greater. All the time in the Diamond District, brothers turn on another brother.
Brothers?
Yes, they can't split the pie. They make the pie, and then they can't decide it. It's always, but I did more work. But I should have this. But you didn't do that. You took more vacations. You spent more, so I should have this and I should have. They can't split the pie, and they turn on one another, and sometimes they get lawyers involved. They can't do Thanksgiving dinner or Shabbat together or whatever it is. But it's not to be a petty thief to run away. One, probably because there's nowhere to run to, living in the same neighborhood and going to the same synagogue. Community, okay? It's just the Jews have a actual community where, you know, to be a thief, you're going to be ostracized. So you're not going to be a petty thief. So when you don't have that you could transact quicker. Trust enables transaction. That's what the people in the Middle East and other places in the world need to understand, okay? You know, or I do business in Africa or whatever it might be. You have to understand the value of trust to transact. That doesn't delay, you know, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to this? You know, if I'm going to buy something on PBD, I know I'm going to get it. That's what a brand is. Brand is a trust. You know, I trust that when I spend $10 at McDonald's, I'm going to get a burger. I know what it's going to be. All right? So that's just really what it is. And that's just what it is in the Jewish community, in the jewelry business. You know, somebody comes in there that's not Jewish, all right? And they're not from the community, you know, and even though for me, I had to pay millions of dollars in cash up front before I got anything, okay? But I was all with it.
What do you mean by that?
Before I was able to get any trust at all or anything like that, you know, my first transaction was like, I need this, here's the cash. It's not like I need it, give me. I built my credit up, okay? If somebody comes in and they want something, and you have to write them a memo, you're wondering if you're ever going to see them again. They might be tempted because they're stupid to run off with $5,000, $10,000, and never come
Who
back.
the worst people to do business with that you've said I'll never do business with them ever again?
No, I don't.
Is there anybody or no?
No, of course not. I mean, people will surprise you. You could never judge a person by what they look like, ever. All right? Because they will surprise you and shock you about who they are and what they're capable of. All right? And sometimes you might have a bad experience with a group or this or that, or you might have a great experience with a group and then the reverse happens or whatever. So there is no set rule for that, and that's by the grace of God.
But that's a rule, right? That's also a rule that somebody could be, the good can be bad, the bad can be good at times and surprise you.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. To the average person, say the average person sees a video like this and they see going back and forth where, hey, this is 9 carats and he sold it to you at 14 carats, right?
Yeah.
What can the average, because it doesn't increase the level of trust. Right now, gold has gone up. I don't know what the numbers right now, $4,300, $4,400.
Yeah.
I bought a handful of, kilos of gold at,
Wow, man.
look at that, $4,500.
Yeah, they're not playing around with that.
No, they're
shit.
not playing around right now. So it's a good time to be in a business. But how about the average person? What
Doesn't
can
make it
the
easier
average
to sell,
person do to not get ripped off?
What the average person to do to not get ripped off? Well, you got to learn. First, you got to deal with trustworthy people, and then you got to test it. Gold is not that hard to test, but really, if you're a customer, man, you're not here to buy in and then run around and test it. Is this Rolex a real Rolex? Is it missing links? Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that?
Why not?
Because, man, you're here to have a positive transactional experience. If I'm buying a motorcycle from Ducati or I just bought a Lamborghini, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to look under the fucking hood. I don't want to pop open the engine and check the valves and see whatever it is.
The difference is that's a Lambo. That's Ducati.
Yeah.
If I'm buying gold from a guy I don't know.
Then don't buy it from him. Buy from TraxNYC.
But give me some red flags, though. Like, think about for buying. Like, if somebody were to tell me, hey, I want to find an accountant.
Right.
I'm doing $40 million a year. Who should I hire as an accountant? I would give you what things to look out for.
Right.
Who would you say, like, avoid doing business when buying jewelry when there's these 3 things?
I don't think off the top of my head, but what do you mean if you have an accountant? What do you mean by that?
No. If you're asking me, say you're doing $40 million a year, you say, Pat, what do I look for in an accountant?
Right.
I could tell you a couple things.
What do you look for?
On what to look for.
What do you look for?
I would say don't go with an individual guys that's independent. Go with a bigger firm.
Right.
Even if it's a top 50 regional firm.
I wouldn't agree with that, no. Okay.
Go with a 50 regional firm. And the reason for it is this, because if a guy walks
Right.
and back in the days, there was a guy named Brian at Bally's that everybody did their taxes with him.
Yeah.
3 years later, 50 people got audited.
Right.
Everybody went
And
to Brian.
he disappeared.
And Brian's like, well, guys, listen, I'm
everyone's
not in the business anymore. But if you're with somebody with a name, that name is worth losing credibility. Okay. So even if he walks, the firm still has to hold themselves accountable.
Sure, maybe they do. Or maybe they
they absolutely do if
Yeah,
you're dealing with a number like that. So to me, buying from someone, you're in the space, are there any red flags?
Are there any red flags?
Buying jewelry, buying gold, buying diamonds.
Yes. Well, for me, when I walk in the room and I get irritated by a person or they don't respond, I already get turned off, and that's it. I don't really even look for flags. It's just that if you don't say hello properly, if you don't have the dignity to say, hey, how are you? Then you're a piece of shit, and I don't want to have anything to do with you, okay? If you tell me one thing, you know what I'm saying? You're wearing a blue suit. No, it's light blue. Any deviation of anything, you're done to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to argue over basic facts and all that. So that's what it is for me. Okay, but for the average consumer, the only thing if you're buying something and you feel like you're getting a deal from a small vendor, you could get it tested, and that's that. And you could have to get a refund if you have to get a refund. But there's a reason why there's brands, because small vendors have to build a reputation that's very, very difficult, okay? So, and that takes a lot of time. If you're a small vendor, like I was, and you're overlooked, you could attract customers by lowering your prices and doing it personal business. You know what I'm saying? And saying, hey, I got you. Don't worry, man. Here's my personal phone number. Call me anytime. And now that I'm a bigger business, people want to buy from me. They can't call me up. You can't call me up because I'm busy. Or you could connect me or whatever it might
Yeah.
yeah. But, I'm busy. So you could book me on Connect. That's pretty much it. But if you're a small vendor, you have the advantage of doing personal business. There's advantages and disadvantages, being small, being large.
Advantages and disadvantages of being small
Anyway,
and large.
listen, I got a little gift for you. You like gold chains? You look
do.
like a gold chain guy.
I have it right now.
Okay, you have one right now.
Yes.
Well, I got you a link. All right, this is not some bullshit. Okay, this is a 14-karat gold link, and I'm gonna be remiss to lose it. But if there's ever a person to have it, I think it's you. So can I put it on you?
Of course.
Let me put it on real quick.
Of course. Oh, man.
Right. This is a beautiful link. Whatever. But it's also good to strangle a motherfucker. Got his
Got
ass.
me. Live on the podcast.
Yeah.
PVD is gone.
Right.
Let me
Doesn't
see
feel
this.
good, right? Doesn't feel good. I know.
No, not at all. We got George and Fred, man.
Yeah.
Guys, that's not cool. Let me see this here. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's a
Trax.
beautiful link.
Sick.
Yeah, I thought it
It's
would.
heavy.
look-
I feel it. It's great.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's a
I
nice
appreciate
link.
it, man.
My
Thank you so
pleasure,
much for
brother.
that.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, that's. Would you say that's a little bit of our hospitality, the Middle Eastern hospitality that we have, where, we're in the giving. Of course, we like to make money. Of course,
Yeah.
we're paranoid sometimes, and we're
Sure,
careful who we
absolutely.
want to do business with. Do you think that's a part of our nature to also want to make sure other people are happy with our service?
Yeah. That's listen. Every culture has a better nature and a worse nature, and that's definitely the warmth. Like last time I was in Azerbaijan, or when you go to Turkey, or you go whatever, the warmth that people receive you in person is nothing like anywhere else in the world. Okay, they really welcome you when you're on their territory and you are vulnerable. That's when they treat you the best.
I agree. In the Russian culture, I was talking to you about the Baku family, Azerbaijan family earlier.
Right.
One time, she invites us to a wedding. I take my dad with me.
Right.
I don't think I've told this story. It's not a big story, but it's my dad's going to crack up.
Right.
We go to this place in Glendale.
Right.
Okay, it's right across the street from, I don't know if that's John Marshall or John Muir, whatever that school is. It's a little Armenian hall right next to the old Albertsons, I think it was, or Vons, whatever it was. And then we're sitting at a table. My dad used to drink a lot, but he stopped drinking. So this Russian man is like, listen, here, Gabriel, mat vodka, mat khapi, mat al khapi. So my dad hits one. It's the second one. At this point, if you say no, he keeps saying, I'm offended if you keep saying no.
Right, yeah. That's their
12
culture.
shots later, my dad is sitting there saying, listen, if we say he's going to kill me, we have to
Right,
leave.
yeah.
So he says to me, we got to leave. We get in the car. I don't know how to drive. I said, Dad, I can't even drive. I'm pulling over.
Right.
Because it was so bad. But that's the one thing where it's
They don't force you to drink in Middle Eastern culture, but in Russian culture, that's the thing.
in
That's
Russian
not a problem.
it's an insult if you don't take a shot, if they offer it to you.
They pressure you. It's not really an insult. They pressure you.
Pressure is an understatement. They almost put a
You
chain
have
around
to.
me and try to choke me, saying you better take a shot like Trax did. It's like, hey, take the shot right now, or else I'm offended by it.
Yo, it's TraxNYC. If you want to know secrets of the universe, the jewelry business, gold, or what to do, it's Connect. You could reach me on Connect, and I'll have a personal conversation with you.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.